Men are good, and men are under attack, and we're sleeping through it. Men are good, and they're under attack, and have been under attack for about 50 years or so. And we really haven't done much fighting back. Let's talk a little bit about that. Have you ever heard about put the frogs into a pot of water and you slowly bring the water up, and they don't jump out until they're boiled, because the gradual increase in temperature fools them into thinking they're okay. And it's kind of like what's been happening to men, I think. We've been in a pot now for a while, and the water is starting to get hotter and hotter and hotter. So let's talk about that attack. Well, the attack on men started back, I guess, in the late 60s, when the feminists came out and they started attacking men's identity. Everything about men got attacked. Oh, they're chauvinists. They're pigs. They hate women. They're this, they're that, the other. Men didn't fight back. And that's gone on ever since then. Men still get called crap, and men still don't fight back. But then a little while later, men started getting removed from families. Removed from families. As if they didn't matter. This started with the black men in the 1960s with the welfare stuff, where they said you can only get welfare if there's not a man in the home. And so, of course, women didn't want the men around because that would keep them from getting that free money. And so they kicked the men out. And now the same thing's happening in family courts, with all other men. Men are getting kicked out of their homes through no fault of their own. And we don't fight back. Crazy, eh? And the devaluing of fatherhood, the glorification of single mothers. Single mothers are the savior of the world, and fathers, well, they just don't really matter. And we hear that over and over again, about how this wonderful women and wonderful single mothers, and nothing about fathers, right? And we don't say a word about it. We don't fight back. And then along came the erasure of men's groups. Whether it was the Lions Club or the Rotary or the fire department or the police department or any other kind of group, gyms where all men used to gather. No more. That was wrong. You can't have just men's groups. That's sexist, right? While at the same time, we've cut the proliferation of all women's groups like you wouldn't believe. They're every place. Men didn't say a word about that. We just didn't fight back about it, eh? And then maybe the worst of it all, the worst of it is the attack in the schools. Elementary schools teaching little boys there's something wrong with them because they have a penis. Seriously, your sex has been the one that's caused all the trouble. And the girls, they have the halo on their heads. They're wonderful. The boys need to learn to be more like the girls and everything would be okay. I kid you not. This kind of thing's been going on for years. And even worse is the colleges, where they're turning boys and girls, young men and young women, against their fathers. They're teaching them that women were oppressed and men were the oppressors. All this stuff in the educational system has just done terrible things for our culture. And yet as men, we don't fight back. Have you ever heard the phrase, women can do anything a man can do, right? And Obama said, women can do anything a man can do and do it in heels. But think about it. Have you ever heard anyone say anything like, men can do anything women can do? Of course not. Why not? Because the implication is that men can't do the things that women do. That therefore women are superior and men are inferior. Still, we don't fight back. Crazy. Feelings over facts. Feelings over facts. Feelings are the most important thing. Oh my gosh. And this is not a natural thing for men. Men are interested in facts. and understanding and getting to the bottom of something, right? Women, more feeling oriented. Not always, but there's a lot of gray in there. But still, our culture has started to take this thing about feelings over facts. Well, let me tell you something. Where do feelings come from? Well, they come from desires, but they also come from thoughts. As we think, so we will feel. A lot of times people are just not aware of the thoughts they have before the feeling comes. But a teacher of mine told me one time, if you can control your breath, you have a better chance of controlling your thoughts. And if you can control your thoughts, you have a very good chance of controlling your emotions. Interesting, right? But all that gets thrown out the window. We forget about the thoughts part. We forget about how the dangerous path it takes us down if we start valuing feelings over facts. And we only value the feelings. And still we don't fight back. Oh my gosh, the Chinese communists are really good at brainwashing, right? They've been doing it for a long, long time. What do? The first thing they do is they attack the identity. They attack the identity just like it's been done to men over and over and over again. And they get them softened up. And then they start in with the guilt. You're the problem. You and your patriarchy have been the problem. You're causing all the world's trouble. La, 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 la. What does this do? It softens up men's identity even farther until the next step is what? The next step is not only are you guilty, but you need to apologize. You need to apologize for being a man, for having a penis. You need to apologize. And that's the way their brainwashing works, is you attack the identity, you make them feel guilty, and then you say you have to apologize. If you want to be accepted by us, you have to apologize. And as soon as that cycle goes through, where your identity gets crushed, you feel guilty about being who you are, and you start apologizing, guess what happens? You're no longer an effective human being. You're now sunk into this quagmire, this quicksand of people who are trying to kill you by screwing with your identity and who you are. Men are good. Let's not forget that part. Men are good. And then we get to the point, and still we don't fight back. We don't fight back. They'll apologize. We don't fight back. Until now, what do we have? We have masculinity is toxic. That's how far we've come. To the point where people say masculinity is toxic. And still, most people don't fight back. It's crazy. We have articles in the newspaper. Why can't we hate men? And still, we don't fight back. Guys, it's time to get out of the pot. It's time to get out. That water is too hot. It's time to get out and start fighting back. And start saying, no, this feminist stuff is bullshit. Men are good just as they are. And if you can study a little bit about the Men Are Good channel, you'll learn why they are the way they are, and they're good the way they are, and you too. You as a man are good as you are, and that's enough for today. We'll see you.